Paul will have to correct him on this. As a side note, there have been numerous bizarre attempts by scholars to change the severity of what occurs in this account into one of a less serious nature. This is certainly because of the status of Peter. Some say that it is not the same Peter, but a lesser disciple. The fact that Paul repeatedly brought Peter into the account, giving both names at one time or another, shows this to be absolutely ludicrous. But this is what people will try to do in order to justify their shoddy theology. We do not want to return to the law. We don't want to justify people's errors. If somebody makes an error, like I did a minute ago, you correct me. You know, like, what did I say? He turned his back on Peter. Talking about Peter turning his back on himself. Well, that's not what I intended. He turned his back on the Lord. You know, and I don't want that on the video without being corrected, so thank you. Anyway, some have tried to assign Paul as the wrongdoer by showing open hostility to Peter and asserting that he was to be condemned for his actions. In essence, he was actually pointing the finger at God, who selected Peter as an apostle and who had revealed Christ through him. Others have tried to turn this account into a metaphorical battle between Judaism and Christianity. And others have blamed both apostles by saying that one was in error by his actions and the other was in error for his open rebuke of those actions. Those are all incorrect, folks. What is documented here in the book of Galatians is exactly what we needed, and it is exactly appropriate. This is an apostle of Jesus Christ that is falling away from the grace of Jesus Christ, and another apostle correcting him. And this is appropriate, and it needs to be in here, and it needs to be handled in that context. All of these and any other such nutty commentaries are entirely unfounded. The account of what occurs here is clear, it is precise, and it is to be taken at face value. Paul was in the right. He will correct Peter because of his failures, and the account is being relayed to the Galatians to show them that their actions are just as worthy of condemnation as the great pillar Peter. Life application. Keep away from nutty commentaries and nutty teachers who attempt to justify great sin of setting aside the grace of Jesus Christ. Instead, hold fast to it as it is your very life and your connection to God through him. I mean,